Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we got the Friday night press conference, and there were some big scores. I actually couldn't believe what I was seeing. Marshall, he was going nuts, just coming down. Let's have a look. Let's check some of the scores. St Kilda versus Port Adelaide. Right at the very top, Marshall 157. Let me show you something. At quarter time, he was on 19. I had to break another guitar for him, just coming down. I'll show you what I did. Here I am, smashing my guitar on Twitter. I said, Marshall, do something. Okay, 19 points at quarter time against a novice ruckman who was on 25. Okay, and did he respond? Okay, here are some of the answers. Okay, it says, Jake Sauce says, tell him to hit it to his teammates, not Port. That's what he was doing. Chuck Wood, isn't he one of the highest scoring players on the ground? Well, he was afterwards, but not at the time. Josh, he says, what's he on? Don't have Supercoach sub. Well, looks like he was on grog. Just come down. Darren Shepherd says, surely Tickle does not outscore Marshall. It looked like he was gonna. Darren Shepherd was going nuts. JM said he's a donkey. Gary Spillance, need you to give Rosie and Butters a guitar smashing as well. Right? I can only do one guitar smashing a game. That's the rules. Okay, Tyler says, I'm a genius. Gave him the VC thinking he would go huge. Well, actually, he did at the end, so actually you are a genius, Tyler. Just coming down. And Brisbane Irons, okay, he says he answered my prayers. He did. And chicken lentil soup, he says, can we get a guitar smash for Philippou? Well, I don't know what he did. I'll have a look at Philippou in a minute. Eddie said he got the VC on him. He's crying. Well, he's not crying anymore, is he, Eddie? Tom Smith says he better do something or he's gone. Well, he did something. Big fella Supercoach says you could put the guitar away now. Well, it's already smashed it. Just come down. Sean Samuels says, you happy now, Abs? Well, I was very happy. And Matthew Phillip says, at quarter time, I think LDU and Kelly wanted Marshall. Well, warned Marshall what happened. Well, they probably did. Marshall absolutely poo-pooed himself after he saw what happened to LDU. He went nuts. Lisa, it must be carrying an injury, can't make sense of it. Well, actually, he went nuts. Archie Carell says he has Dersma PCL in his ribs, and that's probably what happened to him. Actually, he did more than something. Just coming down, he said afterwards. Eugene said, told you many times Marshall's built like Tarzan, plays like Jane. Well, he played like Tarzan afterwards. Just coming down, Eugene. Chopper said, thank you, Scodfather. Mr. Marshall has done something. Okay, Jake Edmondson says, Connor too, they've woken up. Joey B says, Marshall knew he was going to get a kick up the bum by Abs. He didn't go. He didn't go big tonight. Well, he did now. But Shelly Bean says, I've got to trade every time I had to see that. I would be very happy, man. That's true. Charlie says, this aged well. Well, Charlie, we're here to pump him up. Just coming down. Harvey Sutherland says, I've got more guitars. My new shipment of guitars. I've got no more guitars, sorry. My new shipment of guitars have been delayed, so I've got to smash the piano. Harvey was going nuts. Anyway, actually, there's got more replies. Let's have a look what else they said. George said he's back. Charlie Livingston had the VC on him. Matthew Felix said, well, he wants Rosie to do something. Well, actually, Rosie fired up. Angus can confirm Marshall has started to do something. Anyway, let's continue. Speaking of Marshall, remember I showed you a video and I was talking about wood and I wanted to get wood, but I couldn't get wood because I want to get steel instead. Let's have a look at Steele's price now. He may have dropped. I'm not sure where his break-even was. Let's have a look. Steele's break-even was 169. He scored 118. He lost 51 points, roughly about 22k. So he's going to be about 530, 532-ish, Jack Steele. But he has another big break-even coming up. So after the North Melbourne game, we can get him. Okay, he's going to be cheap, just coming down, but not as cheap as we first thought. Okay, maybe he's going to be around about the 500k mark now, but that's pretty cheap for Jack Steele. All right, let's continue. Let's have a look now. What else happened? Sinclair, my boy, he went 107. He was looking much better than that. He was on 60 or something. He kept staying on the bench. I don't know what's happened to him. Time on ground, 76%. One of the lowest ones. I think, you know what it is? I think it's my bench. I've got those boys on the bench peeling the oranges and the bananas. I think he was enjoying those oranges and bananas on the bench. Just come on down, Jack Sinclair, okay? No more bench time for you. Now, Mason Wood having an outstanding year. Now, is there anyone else that's Supercoach relevant? Well, there is. Liam Stocker, okay? He was on like 77 at three-quarter time. He even had a kick or a handball or whatever. His score went backwards because it was a close game. So he was going backwards. I think every time he looked at the ball, he lost the points. I don't know what happened to him. Let's keep going. Is there anyone else? Well, some people had, where is he? Philippou. Oh, my God. Philippou has become poo-poo. 20 points. He probably going backwards. That's about it. There's no one else. No, I can't think of anyone else that's Supercoach relevant here. No, that's it. Let's move over now to Port Adelaide. At Port Adelaide, Travis Boak had a day out, 131. He looked like he was more in the midfield this week. Had a good role, even though he kicked the goal. He actually looked like the old Travis Boak. What's he priced at? Let's have a look. Well, having a look at his scores, I wouldn't be that interested, to be honest. Just coming down. Okay, he's priced around about 450k this week, but he's not much relevance, okay? He hasn't done much. Let's continue. Connor Rosie scored 99. He was looking bad at one stage, but he came back. He had a tag on him. Ross was following him in the midfield. Zach Butters, very similar score. The twins, 98 and 99 between them. The horny man, Horny Francis, he was very horny at the start of the game, and then he stopped. Anyway, he scored 86. Ollie Wines, he must be finished. I don't know what's happened to him. He's probably their worst midfielder. And Willem Drew, some people were talking about him during the week. He didn't do much either. With Port Adelaide, it's very hard to pick their midfielders. You've just got to pick the Rosies and the Butters, no one else. Sometimes the horny man wakes up, but then he's not horny no more after a while. But just coming down. Anyway, T-Cool, 57. That's going to hurt his owners because at halftime he was on 47. 47 at halftime. Scored 10 points for the second half of the game. Marshall outscored him by 100. Now T-Cool priced at 200k on the bubble next week. I don't think I'm interested. I'm not going to pay 200k for a player that's going to score 57s. I'll pass. Who else was there? There's Ollie Lord. Scored 35. That's not enough either. What did he score first game? Let's have a look. Okay, he scored a 53 and a 37. Okay, he's a forward defender. It's a good thing for him, but he's not going to make much cash. And how much is he priced at? 123. It's a good price. Well, he's on a bubble next week if you want him, okay? He's available. But I think there are better options. All right, let's continue. Now, people were asking me during the week, okay, they were asking me, should we put the VC on Marshall? Well, I said, I don't, logic says yes, okay, you should. Logically, you should. But this year, logic doesn't make any sense. So I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not interested. He's shown nothing all year. Have a look at his scores. He hasn't shown anything that's captain material. And he's played against bad players. 80 against Freo, 129, 78, 96. That's against no ruckman. 96 against nobody. 123 against nobody. 2 weeks in a row he had nobody. Scored at 88 against virtually a nobody, okay? So how was I going to make him a captain or a vice captain against a nobody? I said, forget it. Maybe I should have. Okay, so mind you, his high score was 160. He went nuts again. But then I got no regrets because I still wouldn't have done it, okay? I don't trust him. Anyway, let's have a look at my team now. Players that have played, Sinclair's played for me, Marshall and Rosie, just the 3 players today. So I'm very happy with today's performance. Actually, Rosie's dropped. He was 99 before, now he's 96. And Sinclair went up. I don't know what's going on. Even Marshall went up. So how did they go up and down like a yo-yo? Let's see what's happened. These scores changed now. Let's have a look, reset it now. Scores have changed. What's happened to Stocker? Stocker stayed at 69. Okay, well, the scores have changed a little bit. Just coming down. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you for joining. And remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.